welcome to this episode of the Virtuous Woman Show. My name is Sheila Juma, and thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Thank you for tuning into our show. We hope that this show has been a blessing to you for all the times that you've watched. If this is your first time watching, karibu sana. Thank you for tuning in. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Today's show is quite the interesting one. I promise you need to stick around for this one. But before we get started, I'd like to encourage you, as always, to follow us on our social media platforms. We are the Virtuous Woman Show on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. If you go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, you won't miss any of our episode uploads. And if you've missed any of our episodes, you can find them right there on our YouTube channel. If you're watching this on social media, go ahead, share this link with your friends. Have someone watch with you. If you're watching on TV, grab your neighbor, grab your sister. Don't get blessed alone. Today, we have two beautiful women on set, and we are talking about weight loss and weight gain. Basically, body shaming, the different kinds of body types and what challenges these body types go through. And to discuss this with me, we have Sarah Njoroge and Sarah Nafula. So that's Sarah and Sarah. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes, jina zinyu zina sound similar. So mtuambie nani ndio Sarah na nani ndio Sarah. So you can start here and then introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Sarah Njoroge. Yeah.
And I'm Sarah Nafula.
Mtuambie mnafanya nini? Are you a student? Are you a missus? Are you born again? Tuanze na wewe, Sarah.
Okay, I'm an undergrad at Chuka University. I'm still a media practitioner. Yep.
Okay.
I'm Sarah Nafula, currently studying and pursuing psychology and counseling in KTTI, Kingdom Transformers Training Institute.
Oh, beautiful. Now, today we're talking about weight loss and weight gain. And today we're not going to be shy. Say amen.
Amen.
We are not going to be shy on today's show, okay? So we can tell that we have two different body types here, and I'm sure you both have different stories. So that's what we want to hear today, all right? So I think some of these questions I'll ask and you'll both answer, or maybe I'll direct it to one of you, but let's have a good time, okay?
Okay.
All right, great. So let me ask Sarah,
Okay.
have you been this size your whole life?
Practically, yeah.
You've been a small person,
Yeah.
a petite person.
Petite, yeah.
I learned that petite means slim and not short.
Oh, okay.
So you've always been
Yeah,
slim. Is
yeah.
it because like your mom has been slim? Where did you get this from?
I don't know, because my mom is not small.
Okay.
She's plus size,
Okay.
but the sisters, we're quite small, like
Okay.
all of us.
Oh.
I have 4 sisters, and we are all petite.
All right. And Sarah?
Basically, let me say I've been this way all my life. But there's a season I really lost a lot of weight, and it's not because I decided to, but I was going through a phase in my life. I was going through stress. So I realized that when I go through stress, I lose a lot of weight. But in a normal case, I'm always big. Sometimes I'm bigger than here.
Oh, really?
But currently I'm maintaining.
Okay.
I'm maintaining, yeah.
Maintaining.
But this is how I've been.
Yeah. All right, let's get right into it. I'm sure you both have had different experiences, but the same. And we'll explain this later, that you've had different comments, but it's basically the same. So let's start with you.
Okay.
Have you been a victim of body shaming?
Actually come to realize it's body shaming like now. I thought it was just people being concerned about my life.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like somebody said yesterday in church, oh, unafaa kula, sasa sikia harusi tutakuwa tunainua kitu kama curtain. I'm like, what? Like, it's about the wedding, but I'm like, I feel like I'm okay. And at times people tell me nakaa kama mtoto wa class 8, and I'm like, whoa, like that's ouch, you know? And I'm like, how I wish you knew I'm body akili, like physically, I'm the small person, but it doesn't get to my mind sana. Yeah.
And how do you make it not get to your mind?
Because I know I practically can't change it.
Yeah.
It's just me, and it's just them. It's their own measure, and I can't define myself with their measure of being small or being big.
Yeah.
So the fact that I can't go with what they define to be big or small, just like, I'll just do me.
Yeah.
Can only live once.
Yeah, you only live once.
Yeah.
With your petite body or not. Your life. Yes, Sarah?
Yeah, body shaming. I've gone through that. Literally when I was even young. There's this guy that we used to go to school when I was in nursery school, and you had to climb from the back. So because you're big, just climbing it was an issue. So you would just hear people saying, you need to lose weight. You know, I was really young. You need to lose weight. You're so big. And also it brings a lot of disconnection from friends because you're told, wewe ni mnono. Like, and then there's that part of you, even I struggled with low self-esteem because you see your friends are very slim, they have good shapes, and you're round everywhere.
Round.
You're round. So I really being called a pig, like, it was so bad. It was really bad. It lowered my esteem to some point. Even growing up, you're asked, you're always eating. Why do you eat a lot? Upunguze chakula. Unakulanga chakula ya kwenu ya kila mtu. You know, those things, those statements, I never knew that they could really hurt so much until at some point in life, I was like, I am so keen on what I wear. I don't want something that will show off my place that I'm big. I will be so keen on what I eat. There's a time even I used to take in acidic stuff.
So that you can lose weight?
Yes, to have a flat tummy.
Oh.
You know, that size 8, like a flat tummy but hippie. But sasa mimi nilikuwa natafuta a slim body to avoid those such questions. Yeah.
Now, Sarah told us about how she, you know, she doesn't let such comments affect her. How do you handle those comments?
Okay, let me say currently, I've really learned to accept who I am with time, and I stopped comparing because I tend to think that comes when you start comparing yourself with the other person. And then we tend to hide behind, we tend to hide the fact that I might be big and okay, and this person might be small and not okay. And sometimes you might body shame me for being fat, but you don't know what I'm going through. There are people who become fat when they're going through stress. They tend to go back to binge eating. So whatever gives them comfort is eating. So they'll keep on eating because they don't want to think about anything else. So that gave me that peace that I'm okay as Sarah Nafula. I don't need to become somebody else. And that gave me the courage now to like do life.
Do you?
Yeah. Those challenges are still there on other things, not body shaming. But
we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. Now, before we get to that, you know, it's funny. I can hear you both of you talking. It's funny how people will never be satisfied.
Yeah.
You see a small person, you want them to become big. You see a big person, you want them to become small. Okay, so now what do you want? You know, like what are we supposed to do? Has that ever affected you in terms of, have you ever wanted to become big? Like, have you ever sat down and wished? Personally, I've always also been a very small person. Misahi nimeongeza kilo kidogo for some reasons. But generally, I've been a very tiny person since growing up. And I remember every school holiday, my goal would be, this holiday I must add weight. This holiday, sirudi shule bila kuongeza some kgs. And it would never happen. Have you ever wanted to become big?
I think for a month.
Yeah.
For a very
just 1 month?
Yeah, just for a month. Ilya kujambia, like, I'd like to know how it feels to be a man, you know? I'd like to know how it feels to be a plus size or something, but since it never worked, I got disappointed because I would eat and then end up paying my kgs, 49, I'm like, okay, what am I not doing right? But after 1 month, I'm like, maybe just big,
yeah. What about you, Sarah?
Yeah, I've really dreamt of becoming, even dreaming, I've dreamt of becoming so slim because my mind was telling me small people look good on outfits. It's easy to get their type of clothes, like, and they look good, they look flexible. But now on my side, I feel like I'm not flexible. Getting my own clothes is so hard. Yeah, you have to deal with a lot of things. You're heavy, and your legs cannot support your heaviness. So, but for them, they look so comfortable. Like.
But have you gotten to a place where you're now comfortable with yourself?
Yes. Yeah. Like right now, I'm really comfortable. Even if people say anything, I'm like just recently, I just took a picky from my gate to, I was going to church, and somebody told me, just passed, and then he told me that, you know, you're supposed to be walking to the highway to take a car so that you may lose weight. No. I just walked back, looked at him, and I asked him, I never said I wanted to do exercise. And I'm very okay. And if I wanted to do exercise, I would just go to the gym and do my exercise. So me using a piki doesn't mean I don't want exercise. And you don't know if I do exercises. So it happened like more than 4 times. Really? Even people just walk by your side and they're like, tembea kabisa ndio you lose weight.
Random people?
Yes.
Wow.
And they have the courage,
to
the
say
audacity.
That. What about you, Sarah? Are you comfortable with yourself right now?
Very.
Yeah.
Very comfortable.
How did you get to that place?
I guess we are being in campus and you see people working towards getting your body type. It kind of made me feel like, oh, people are working, are going to the gym, they're paying so that they have a body like mine. I am good, I am home. So yeah.
Oh, so you have a good challenge. And that's what you're saying.
Yeah. And plus, aside people telling me nakakla or anything, you'd get random comments kwa barabara like, oh, you have a good body, and I'm like, oh, really? Nice. So I got the affirmations from random people, and I'm like, if they think my body is good, then who am I? Because sometimes if you fight the battle from inner self, it might be so hard for people to convince you that you are in the right track. But at least it got to me, and I'm like, yeah, I have a good body. So very comfortable. And at times I'd be like eating, and then I'm like, no, I'm eating too much carbs. I'm eating, you know.
Really? Like, oh my goodness.
No, at times it gets to me because I'm like, everybody has a goal in life. And I'm like, my goal is to have a good body shape. My goal is to have this. So I don't want to eat more carbs than proteins. I want to maintain.
You want to maintain.
Yeah.
Now, maintaining can be a bit of a challenge. Personally, for me, it's hard to gain weight. But losing can be so instantaneous. I just miss 1 meal. I've lost like a few grams.
Oh, wow.
Losing is so easy. But to get to a weight where I want to get and then maintaining that, it can be very challenging. Has that happened to you? And how do you maintain the shape you want or the size you want?
When I regulate what I eat, because most of the times you are what you are because of what you take in. So I regulate most of what I eat. Apparently, when I'm stressed, it doesn't affect my body. Funny. I think it's only when I'm sick that's when it affects me. But when I find myself adding more than what I would want, I always do intermittent fasting.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, wow. Intermittent fasting. Tell them what that is.
Well, this is when you just have a particular tracker and you're keeping some 8 hours of not eating, you know, because you have a goal. So ukimaliza kula sapa, you set your time and you're like, nitakula kesho saa 8, you know, that's when you break your fast. So you are in, hata ukiona biscuit ikipita, no. Ukiona anything, no. So you just stay without because you want to maintain something within your body.
That's very interesting. Mimi mamangu akisikia nafanya intermittent fasting, atakuja na kuru. Niambie ni nini unafanya? What about you, Sarah? How do you get to wear or maintain what you want?
I really love the fact you're saying that you losing weight is very easy. My God, me losing weight is not a joke. It's a whole journey. I can write a book on it. Like, it's that hard because maintaining for me, I'll still say the intermittent that I'm really trying to do. I eat after every 8 hours. And during the 8 hours, as I'm fasting, I'm taking a lot of liquids. And basically, I'm not after losing weight. I'm after keeping fit and staying healthy. Now that is me. But another good challenge about being is that when I see people going for injections to have hips, you know, I'm like, oh wow. So
that's your good challenge. That's your good challenge.
Yeah. So when I see such things, I'm like, so whatever I have like naturally, somebody is looking for it scientifically. And then another thing is genes. You know, there's a way you cannot just get away. We cannot put out the fact of genes. Genes in that you come from a family where they're big people.
Hold it right there. We'll come back on that particular point. So hold it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this very short break.